Welcome to DeFi Crypto today. Our topic today is Wonderland FAQ. There's a lot of questions I keep getting and I keep seeing all over the place and a lot of confusion. I don't know why, but anyway, we're going to try to clarify this today. But first, like the video or I'm going to fork the sheep. I'm going to fork it. Okay, so like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell. Otherwise, you don't know when I'm publishing new videos. All right. So if you want to save the life of this sheep, like the video, or he gets the fork. All right. So what's going on? First thing we're going to do is I want to clarify the token thing at Wonderland. It's a little bit complicated, I admit, and eventually they're going to kill time and memo, and we're just going to have wMEMO, I think. That's going to be a lot easier. But anyway, at the moment, we have 3 different tokens that have different properties, and that's what we're going to look at today. The first token that you get typically is the time token. And what can you do with it? Well, nothing. It's not that useful by itself. Is it stake? No. Does it earn rebases? No. Does it get revenue sharing? No. Can it be used as collateral? No. Is it multi-chain? No. And does it have any tax advantage? None whatsoever. So what's a little bit better is the Memo token. So what happens, right? So let's say you buy yourself the time token on Trader Joe, and it's going to sit in your wallet, and you're going to have a certain amount of time tokens you're going to see appear here and in your wallet. It's the same amount. So if you bought 10 time tokens, in your MetaMask, you're going to see 10. In here, you're going to see 10. And it's not doing anything, okay? It's not earning this gigantic APY here, 77,000%. So you're just wasting your time, literally, okay? You're just holding time for what? I don't know. You're hoping it's going to go up in value, maybe. That's about all you can expect to gain. So what's the point? There's no point. You should stake your time. Use this button here, stake time. When it's staked, time magically becomes Memo. A Memo token is just a staked time token. That's all it is. Okay? And when it's staked, it earns this 77,000% APY, and it disappears from here. So let's say you bought 10 time tokens. You stake them. Now, after they're staked, you have 0 time tokens, and then you have 10 Memo tokens. And a lot of people have figured this part so far. That's good. And what they're going to get is that they're going to get the rewards every 8 hours, okay, at this rate, 0.6092% at the moment. And the next reward amount is going to appear here. So if you have got 10 time tokens, you're going to get a fraction of a memo every 8 hours. It's going to be added to your total memos here. So every 8 hours, the memo value here goes up. So a lot of people manage to figure that out. That's good. And you're getting a pretty decent 9.5381% every 5 days, which is a very high rate. All right. Now, there's further confusion because of the wMEMO. A lot of people are confused about what's that about. Do you have to wrap your memos? You don't really have to wrap them. But if you wrap them, you have extra benefits, which we can see here. So the wMEMO is state. The wMEMO earns rebases just like the memo. But, and this is where it gets confusing for a lot of people, is that after you wrap them, if you go here, you use the wrap button here, and you can wrap your memos into wMEMOs and unwrap your wMEMOs into memos if you want to. But here's what happens. So let's say you had 10 memos, and then you wrap them. One wMEMO equals to 252.9535 memos. Okay, so it's a lot larger, okay, in terms of value. Okay. Now, the issue is that after you wrap your memos, you have 0 time and 0 memo, and then you're going to have a value for your wrap memos here. And although you are earning rewards every 8 hours, the amount of wMEMO never changes unless you buy more wMEMOs or you wrap further memos. So if you don't add new memos and you don't add wrap new memos and so on, this value here never changes. Okay, so let's assume for argument's sake that you have one wMEMO and you kept it there for a long time, let's say 6 months. It's still just one wMEMO after 6 months of earning rebases. How is that possible? Well, because it's wrapped. When the memos are not wrapped, they keep piling up in your wallet. You see new memos being added every 8 hours. So there's a fraction of a memo or a few memos that are added depending how many you've got. And every 8 hours, you see that number go up and you're happy, right? And then one day you decide, oh, I'm going to wrap my memos. And then you're confused and you say, hey, it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and the number of wrap memos has not gone up. Okay, because of the wrapping code, all the memos that are added inside the wrap memo. So if you unwrap your wrap memo, after a period of time, you're going to see that you have more memos after you unwrap. So let's say you started with 10 memos and you wrap them and you are earning your rebases no matter what with wMEMO. You keep earning them, okay? But it doesn't show here. And then one day you decide, okay, I'm going to unwrap my wMEMO. And maybe you'll have 12, 13, 14, 15 or more memos inside your wMEMO. And you're going to see that only after you unwrap. So you're not losing money, you're not losing your APY, you're still earning the APY, whether you have memo or wMEMO. I want to make this absolutely clear. I keep getting these questions of confused people in the comments on YouTube. And I'm like, this has been going on. Wonderland has been operating since September last year, okay? I'm more than a little surprised that people haven't figured this out yet. But I guess there's some people that are new to Wonderland, so I guess that would explain that. But it's very simple. When it's wrapped, the number of tokens does not change. The value of wMEMO increases every 8 hours because the rebases here are added inside the wMEMO. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now, there are further confusions because why stop here? Recently, in the last video, we talked about the farm link here, which means revenue sharing. I keep asking myself why they don't call this revenue sharing here. But anyway, so in order to profit from revenue sharing, and right now you would be earning an APR of 38.144%, you need wrap memos. So you can see here, I've got a tiny amount of wMEMOs that I've staked here in the farm section. Why? Because I wanted to get some revenue sharing. I wanted to get this 38.144% APR on top of this amount here. So my wMEMOs, see it says 0 wMEMO here. I didn't lose them. And they moved from this section here, stake, to farm. Okay? And I'm not going to see them in my wallet either, but because they're staked here. Okay? So they are staked here. They're not lost. And they are still earning 77,000% here. Plus, they're earning 38.144% APR, which is distributed to me as BSGG tokens. So, so far, how many did I get? I received 258.67 BSGG tokens since I staked. So I'm earning extra on top of the 77,000%. So everything is working perfectly. These wMEMOs are still earning 77,000%, plus they're earning me BSGG tokens at the rate of 38.144%. And from what we saw in the last video, they're going to add extra rewards to this list gradually. So eventually it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 different tokens that we're going to be earning if we staked our wMEMOs on this page, in the farm page. So that's why it's important. If you want to earn these rewards, this revenue sharing, and you already have time memos or wMEMOs, well, you should convert all that to wMEMO and stake them on this page. This way you're earning extra. Okay? You're maximizing your earnings, which I think is a good thing. All right? So let's finish the recap of the differences between the three tokens. So as we saw, wMEMO is staked. It's earning rebases. You can use it for revenue sharing, like I just saw. You go to the farm and you stake it on the farm and you're going to get revenue sharing. Can it be used as collateral? For a while it was possible to do that, but only with wMEMO. If we went to Abracadabra, these are deprecated markets. They're not available anymore because that was creating a lot of price. A lot of the whales were trying to liquidate people that had wMEMOs, okay, and they decided to stop offering that service. But there's still people that have some money here and here. They're still enjoying the loan, essentially, that they managed to get at Abracadabra. So they use their wMEMO as collateral. So because of the wrapping, it's theoretically possible to use the wMEMO as collateral, although that service is no longer offered at Abracadabra for the moment. That might change in the future, I don't know. And maybe other protocols will offer it in the future, I don't know. But it used to be possible. The other two tokens couldn't be used as collateral. Multi-chain, yes, the wMEMO is multi-chain. You can have it on Phantom. At the moment, I believe it's available on Avalanche, Phantom, ETHEREUM, and Arbitrum networks. Okay, so, and that's only the wMEMO. Time and regular memos are not available on those other chains. Okay, but to take advantage of the facilities on Wonderland, stick to AVAX. That's the easiest thing. So don't make your life too complicated if you don't need to. But if you want to use your wMEMOs in liquidity pools or other places on these other networks, then that's possible. Right. Next, tax advantage. I did a couple videos about taxes, and the wMEMO has a tax advantage compared to the Memo token. The time token, there's nothing special about it regarding taxes, but the Memo tokens, because you're earning rewards every 8 hours, you have a taxable event. So in theory, every 8 hours, you would have to report the income that you're earning, which is a big accounting mess. Okay, your accountant's not very happy about that. So it's easier for your taxes to wrap the memo. So you don't have to calculate every 8 hours how much you're earning. And all you have to do is figure out, okay, how much did you pay at the beginning when you got your wrap memo, and how much you're selling your wrap memos at when you liquidate. Okay, when you want to exchange the wrap memo for something else. Much simpler for taxes, and you can defer your taxable event for as long as you want. So if you keep your wrap memo for over a year, you don't have to pay taxes this year on all the rebases that are accumulating within the wrap memo. Okay, so those are very important things to remember. All right. Okay, so there are further facts, FAQs, that have been published on the Discord channel server for Wonderland. Thanks to wonderful Alice here, the head of the customer service department. If you've got questions, talk to Alice and the other moderators at Wonderland. Okay, they're trained to help you out. Okay, so don't hesitate. If something is not clear, I'm trying to make it as clear as possible in my video, but sometimes maybe I miss the mark. So you can check with them. So let's have a look at what they added in the FAQs. There's a lot of stuff that's interesting here. So some people are asking who is currently part of the Wonderland team. So I don't know why they can't put his full name. It's Daniele Sestagali, not just Sesta, the co-founder of Wonderland and acting as interim treasury manager until a new management team is selected. Georgie is a co-founder and head of the development team, and the moderators included in the team role assist the community with education, communication, and technical support. So yeah, do talk to the moderators. They're very well trained. Who is on the Dow Multi-Sig? So the Multi-Sig is the contract that has several signatures to control the money that's in the treasury, okay, so that nobody can steal your money. You cannot say that Daniele is going to steal your money because there's like 5 people on the Multi-Sig, okay? No one in this group alone can take the money out, and no one else can take the money out either. You need multiple signatures, okay? That's why it's called Multi-Sig. So you've got these 5 lovely people taking care of that. What's the difference between Memo and wMEMO? Well, we talked about that, but let's see what they say here. Memo is the rebasing version of the token. During each rebase, it essentially undergoes a stock split, and in an efficient market, its price will correct to reflect the new ratio of Memo to wMEMO. wMEMO is wrapped memo. This is the token that represents your full undivided share. As the token pair with the liquidity, the market primarily determines the price of wMEMO, and the time price follows according to the current ratio. wMEMO is a multi-chain token available cross-chain on Ethereum and Phantom. In order to participate in revenue share, you are required to stake wMEMO on the farming tab of the Wonderland dApp, which we just saw. What's a rebase? Rebases occur every 8 hours and essentially a stock split. With each rebase, the Memo token is divided into more tokens according to the rate of the APY. According to this, the index increases and the ratio between Memo and wMEMO expands. That's this ratio, okay? So essentially, if you bought one time token at the very beginning in September last year and you staked it as Memo or wMEMO, today you would have the equivalent of 56.21 time tokens. Okay, so your wMEMO would be worth 56.21 time tokens today. Or if you didn't wrap it, you would have here 56.21 memos. That's what that means. Okay. So how do I calculate the current ratio between Memo and wMEMO? The formula is as follows. wMEMO equals Memo times index times 4.5. That's how you calculate the difference between a Memo and a wMEMO. I don't know whether you use the 4.5 multiplier, but that's the way it's designed. Should I wrap my memo? You're not required to wrap your memo. However, there are many benefits to doing so. wMEMO pairs have the most liquidity for swapping. So if you want to swap the tokens, the wMEMO has the most liquidity. wMEMO can be bridged cross-chain. We saw that. If rebases are considered a taxable event in your jurisdiction, wrapping your memo eliminates the concern. We saw that. You must be holding wMEMO in order to participate in revenue share. We saw that as well. If I wrap my memo, will rebases continue? Yes, the rebases are still occurring. Okay? So I didn't invent that, all right? It's real. It's right there. However, keep in mind that you will not see the amount of wMEMO you are holding increase. I explained that already, right? You can always check on zapper.fi to see what your unwrapped balance would be. So if you were to go to Zapper, they would tell you. How do I wrap my memo? You enter the app .wonderland.money and connect your wallet. Click the wrap button at the top. So we see that right here. Okay, so this is how you can wrap. That's it. We don't need to explain that further. They say remember to hold a little AVAX for gas. Every time you do a transaction, you need gas. So make sure you have some AVAX in your MetaMask wallet. How do I participate in revenue sharing? First, you need to be holding wMEMO. So once you have some wrap memos, because you wrap your memos as they did here, click the Farm tab on the left and enter the amount of wMEMO you wish to stake and click Approve. Then click again to stake. Make sure you have a little AVAX for gas and you're done. Are there any risks if I stake for revenue share? No, there are no risk of impermanent loss or liquidation from staking on the Wonderland debt. Zero extra risk. Okay, whatever risk there is with Wonderland and the wMEMO, there's no further risk. There's no new added risk if you stake on the farm. You just have extra benefits. Okay, you're earning extra tokens free. Okay, why not take advantage of it? If you already have some time tokens, memo tokens, or wMEMO tokens, convert all that stuff to wMEMOs and stake them on the farm. It's no brainer. How often can I harvest profit? You can collect your harvest at any time. Keep in mind that AVAX requires gas fees for harvesting. So what they're talking about here, let's go back. There's a harvest button here. If I wanted to take those 258 BSGG tokens and I wanted to swap them for something, I could harvest that. Do I need to do it now? Okay, the amount here is not that big. Okay, I don't really need the money right now to swap it anywhere. BSGG is still in development. My personal feeling about this, my opinion, is that once BSGG is operational, there's a very good chance it's going if they do things right, that it could be very, very successful and get very, very big, because it's one of the very first projects that do sports betting on the blockchain. Okay, if they do that their job right, these tokens could be worth 10x, 100x, or more. So I'm getting free tokens here. I don't need the money right now. I don't need to swap them for anything. So why not just keep piling them up and see what happens at BSGG, at BetSwap, right? If BetSwap is successful, I'm going to make a lot of money with this. Why not? All right. But if you feel like harvesting, just hit harvest, pay some gas. So make sure that you're harvesting a sufficient amount so that it's better than the gas you're paying, because these are pretty cheap right now. All right. So what's next? I'm stuck on loading, it says. Try clearing your browser cache and resetting your MetaMask. That can happen. I find sometimes that the Wonderland app is a little bit slow. That's something I'm hoping that the devs are going to fix at some point. How is the backing price calculated? The backing price is determined by the current value of the treasury divided by the number of memos and wMEMO tokens in circulation. The wMEMO tokens held in the treasury are included in this calculation. That's what the backing price is. And essentially, it's the net asset value. Okay? I don't like the word backing. It's misleading. It's coming from Olympus, and I don't like the way they're using that word. A lot of people get confused about what that means. All right, last thing I wanted to touch about is Daniele has actually been busy. A few days ago, he posted some information. Okay, basically he's building some new vaults on Abracadabra in collaboration with Yearn Finance, and you're going to be able to stake some DAI there and earn over 80% APY, which sounds really, really nice. So this is designed, he says, to try to provide leverage yield for small investors, because he's trying to find a way to help smaller investors against whales that seem to take all the profits for themselves everywhere. Okay, so that's a project that's in development. Once it's up, I'm going to talk about it again. But yeah, Daniele hasn't been sleeping for the last several weeks. He's actually working in the background and doing stuff as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to fork the sheep. Okay? Poor sheep is going to get forked. All right? So, subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell so you know when the new videos are coming up. And you can also download the free book. It's free. It's free. It explains a lot of stuff, very easy strategies that you can use at Aave, and not just Aave. You can copy the same strategies on a number of other protocols. I've talked about that in many videos, and we're going to talk about that again soon. All right. So all you have to do is click the link in the description about downloading the free book. You put your name, your email address, you hit the submit button, you get a big fat button that says download the free book. If you can't find that button, well, we're going to email you another one that says download the free book. And if you don't want to download the free book, that's fine. You go to Amazon, you pay $5.99 to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff will send me $1. See ya.